everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den and welcome to August. Well, this week we can be doing a technique card rather than a fancy fold or anything like that, and it's called a chevron fold. So this is what this is. This is a chevron fold. I did this one as a Christmas card. This is out of the online exclusive products, and this one is done with the in colour designer series paper. Obviously the daisy is from a very old set, so that's what the card's going to look like, but we're going to do a mail one this time. So let's pop them out of the way, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to be using the trusty tools, and I'm going to be using some of the designer series paper from that, even though that was from Celebration and it's now discontinued. But I just wanted to use the paper up, and I really liked it, and I thought it would go really well with this card. Oh, I've got eyelash in my eye. And we're going to use the You're the Most Awesome out of this set, and we're going to also use the Heartfelt hexagon, which I've already cut out the hexagon punch. I know I didn't bring it over, but it looks the same shape as this. And we're going to use the I hope your day is filled with joy. So that is what we're going to be using. I'm going to be using these brushed metallic adhesive dots, and I think they're retired as well. So we're going to be using some retired products, which is, I've cut out all these tools. I'm not sure that we'll use them all, but we'll see what we want when we get that far. Okay, oops, and there's my tweezers. Okay, so what we're going to need for this card is a card blank or main card, which is 5 7/8 by 8 1/4 inches. Now for your inside and your outside, so you're going to need exactly the same. So you're going to need two pieces of card that measure 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and because I'm using Very Vanilla, I'm going to use the same on the front as the inside. And this piece measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8, so you need two of each of those. You're also going to need your tag of whatever size you want, and this one measures 2 1/4 inches, and if you just want the middle bit, it will be 1 inch. But I'm using that too, and you'll see I'll pop them together so they look really nice. And then this is a great way to use up the last of your designer series paper when you've only got a little bit left. You need 5 pieces that measure 1 inch by 2 1/2 inches, and that's it. Okay, so let me fold my main card, and then we will get on with doing the rest of it. So we want to bring in our scoreboard, and we're going to score our main card on the long side using the small ball. This is a small ball at the 4 1/8 mark. And that's all the scoring we're going to do. So let's move that board out of the way, and we're going to fold and burnish this piece so that it's nice and ready for us. Okay, so that's our main card. So what we're going to do first is we're actually going to do our chevrons. So we need 5 of these, and I'm going to do it with you all 5 times. So I'm laying them out like this because you're going to need to watch what I do. You need to decide which side of the paper you want facing up, and it doesn't really matter which side. I think I don't know actually. I think I'm going to have them facing up this way. So let's pop them that way. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring the first one in, and we're going to do this to all 5. And we're going to bring this corner here across to this side edge, like so, making sure it's nice and tight in that corner there. And we're going to fold and burnish that down like that, so it looks like that. And then we're going to turn it up the other way, and we're going to do exactly the same from the other side. And we're going to do that on all 5 of these pieces. Okay, that's one. So just go through them. It doesn't take that long to do. My first one took me the longest because it was getting fingers around getting that over there. Once I found out that it was easier to roll it over the top, it sort of went a lot easier. So I found it easy to roll it, so you've got like a roll on this edge. Get those two edges together and then pinch it up into that corner so that you can do it. So we roll that over our finger, bring that in. Once we're happy with that, making sure it's nice at that top piece, pinch it down and then burnish it. Once again, roll it. I know if you don't want to watch me do this 5 times, you can always whiz on by, but it really doesn't take that long to do. And that's that one, and one more. Whiz that one over as well. Okay, once we've done that, we've got those there, we're now going to, we want to take those two out of the middle and we're going to actually fold them the opposite way. And we need to do that, we can't just do that as we go along, because we actually find that we go wrong, or at least I did. So it's easier to do them all the same way first and then fold the other two the opposite way afterwards. And that's our chevrons ready. And we're going to leave them in that order because we want 3 going one way and 2 going the opposite. Now we're going to bring in our piece of card for the front and we're going to bring in our glue, which hopefully will work today. And we're going to start by putting this piece on here. So we want to leave probably, maybe, whatever one of those squares is. Oh, a quarter of an inch. So we're going to pop some glue onto the back of this first one, the first square. Come out glue. And we're going to pop this on here about quarter of an inch from this left-hand edge, and making sure that it is flush with the top of the card. And we're going to squish that down nice and hard, and once we're happy with that, we can just bring in our bone folder, give it another burnish and make sure it's down nice and hard. Then we're going to take the next one, which is the one that goes the opposite way, and we're going to pop some glue on that one. And we're going to turn the card to the side on and try not to get glue all over everything. And we're going to butt this up to this so that it's right touching it. It needs to be touching it. And then we're going to pop that one down like so. And give that a good burnish down as well. Then we're going to take the next one, which is going the opposite way again. The same as the first one. And we're going to pop some glue on this one. And we're going to do exactly the same again. We're going to turn this sideways. We're going to butt this up against this one here. Really tightly up against it. If we don't do it tight, it won't fit. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to bring in the next one along. That's why it's good to keep them in order, because then you'll know which way you're going. And once again, we're going to butt this one up against this one. Really nice and tightly again. Happy with that? Push it down nicely. And then lucky last on the bottom. Oops. Now this is going to be a tight fit one, So that's why we have to make sure that it is really put up against it. If it's a tiny bit out, like mine is, I'm actually going to bend that over a tiny bit more, like so. And then I'm just going to get my scissors and trim that off so that it's even along that edge, like so. And no one will be any the wiser, because for each person it will depend on how well you trim this piece up. Okay, I've got a yucky bit there. So that is where my seining is going to be going, obviously. That then needs to be going onto this piece of card, like so. So we're going to turn that over, making sure we don't squish any of them up, and pop this on here. Now we don't want to put it onto this piece before we do those layers, because we want to make sure that they fit. So if that doesn't fit, you've got time to adjust it. Okay, so we can now pop them down nice and tight again, and we can pop that onto the front of our card. This is a lovely, quick and easy card. I'm doing really well today. I'm going to open this up flat. I find it easier to work with. Okay, so that doesn't look nice on there, does it? But we will cover that. Alright, so we're going to now bring in our insert piece, and we're going to do our little bit of stamping on the inside, and we might as well stamp this one at the same time, because we're going to stamp in a colour called copper clay. So, I'm going to stamp this one, and this ink pad is very inky. So let's pop that over there to dry for a second. Like so. Let's pop that lid back on there, and we'll get this one ready. So we're going to cut this one in half along the short side. So we can pop a bit of glue along this edge here. And then, oops, come here you. You can sit on the top of that one. And then a little bit along the other edge. So we get a nice bit of showing like this. This is now dry, so we can now turn this over and pop this on the inside of our card. Itch. Like so. Okay, so this is going to sit here. Now I'm going to put that over the top of my chevrons. So I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back. Oops. Well, am I going to put it over the top, or am I going to put it under? No, I can't put it under because they'll lift up too high. Okay, so this is going to go over the top of these ones, like so. But we can still see the others really well. Now, if you don't want these sitting up, you can always put a dimensional under each one so they lift a tiny bit, which is what I'm going to do with each one of these. So I can show you what it does. So it still looks like it's sitting up a tiny bit. I'm not worried about those ones, so these ones here I'll put the thing under. Oops. Get under there, that's it. Turn this around, it'll be easier for me to see what I'm doing off. Now with my other cards, oops, that came right the way off. I did one that I put down with glue dots. Well, let me show you before we finish this off. I put this one down with glue dots, but that just looked fairly flat. That one I actually stuck down with glue. I think I like the way this one sits, so that they sit up a little bit. So let's remove all them bits out of the way. We'll finish off our card. So we don't, that's too big. So I'm going to pop that one there. These I cut out of the designer series paper. So pop that one just there like so. And then this one I'm going to pop up on some dimensionals. One small one down here. There we go, and now what I'll bring in our pieces of thing, our bling bling. Oops. And I think I'm going to go with this copper one. And that's my card for today. And that's called a chevron fold card. What do you think? It's really effective. It's a really different design, easy to do, and can be done for male, female, or Christmas, or anything. Really, any season, any reason. I think I've said that already once before. I'm not sure. I might have just thought about it. But yeah, I think this one, as I say, is very flat because I've glued it down flat. This one sits up a tiny bit because I put glue dots under it. But I think this one, with the dimensionals under it, just enough to lift it. I think I like the way that lifts better. So if you've enjoyed today's card, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. If you would like to be a member of my team, I would love that as well. If you would like the written tutorial for this, head down here, right down there, and you'll find Diane for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. There you'll find the written tutorial for this card, and that's my Facebook group. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.